I think it looks very good though. From what I can tell, it's a glowing review.
Okay.
And why aren't we on the cover? That's what I want to know.
Because transatlantic.
They're big.
Okay, here we are then with Unitopia, all the way from Australia and now in Holland. It's quite special, at least that's how I feel, and I think a lot of people will agree with me.
We do too.
Could you maybe introduce yourselves?
Yes, my name's Matt Williams and I'm the guitar player.
I'm Tim Ergang, the percussionist. Dave Hopgood, playing the drums.
Mark Trueck, vocals.
Craig Kelly, the latest in a long line of bass players.
Sean Timms, the latest in a long line of keyboard players. It's just me, really.
And the only non-Australian, Ian Ritchie on saxophones.
Okay, well, it's nice you guys are here. Well, the tour has started. When did it officially start?
What was the date? We had an acoustic set in Paris.
Yes.
Which was the
3rd of October.
We did
all
high
the
ground
dates are
before that in
blurring all
Adelaide.
together. What have we got here?
You can
We don't know where we are. Where are we?
You're in Holland.
Zoetmeers.
The 9th.
Zoetmeers.
The 9th.
Is that right?
Exactly.
In Libney, that was the 9th. Yes, I got that right. And what's next? It's all a blur.
And then
Yesterday.
we did the TV show.
TV show.
How was that? Doing a TV show in Holland?
That's right.
We didn't understand a lot of what they were saying.
But it was good.
Yeah.
I don't know
Was
where
it
we are.
TV Limbo?
We did a TV show in Holland, and we were very surprised on how beautifully it was laid out, and it was a first for us really to play an acoustic gig like that.
Yeah.
Sean?
Yes, it was. We haven't done any TV before as a band. Okay, thank you. We haven't done any TV before as a band. I think a few of us have done TV individually in other projects, but not as a band. So it was really good. But being on a Dutch TV as opposed to maybe Australian TV, Australians don't really know who we are, so they probably wouldn't want us on their TV, but Dutch people know who we are, or some do, or enough do to want us on their TV shows, so that's cool.
When you talk about that, you say Australians don't know who you are, that there's not a huge progressive rock scene in Australia?
There's not even a small progressive rock scene in Australia. There's not even a minute, it's a non-existent prog scene in Australia.
Not even a progressive.
We do have a few prog metal bands like Butterfly Effect and Carnival who are very good, but they're more on the prog metal side, more the sort of Opeth and Dream Theater. It's that heavier side. But as far as symphonic prog, the more melodic stuff that we do, there's really us and that's it. There's not anyone else at all in Australia, and consequently, there in Adelaide, where we're from, there are only 2 venues that can fit a band of our size, and you have to have quite a few hundred people to fill it for it to be any good. And so, because no one knows who we are in Adelaide, we don't play very often. So to come over here and play to crowds that, when we did Summer's End, we had people, in the front row that were, singing along knew every lyric to every song, and that there was the polite silence between the movements of artificials, so they knew when the breaks were coming. So, and then the applause at the end, like a classical concert.
It was quite overwhelming.
Oh, it was totally overwhelming.
It was amazing. We are big in Beaconsfield.
Okay.
We must say that we are.
It's a small country town in the north of Tasmania, which is a small island off the south of Victoria.
Yeah.
But apart from that, no. No one knows who we are. We're, as Patsy says, we're Australia's best kept secret.
Okay, well, it's probably very nice then to go on tour. Do you go on tour a lot, or?
Yeah, you can.
Well, no, we. This is probably our first official tour, apart from when we did go to Beaconsfield, which we did that as a tribute for the two miners, and that was a lot of fun. But as far as anywhere else in Australia, that's yet to happen. We've just been building our repertoire of songs and albums. After we finished The Garden, we thought that we were nearly going to go on tour then, but we decided that we would do one more album just to build the repertoire of music up, and that's the decision came that we were also offered a Rosvets gig, and unfortunately we lost a few players along the way. That's why we're in evolution. But no, this is our first official tour, and I tell you, it's a real pleasure being in Europe and seeing so many wonderful people out there who are enjoying our music.
It's certainly not something we ever thought about when Mark and I started Unitopia, you know, about 14 years ago. You have to excuse my voice, I've got a bit of a cold. But well, we just did it as a bit of a hobby and something that we enjoyed doing. And we had no plans of doing, you know, tours around Europe and having a band together around us, you know, a bunch of, you know, wonderful guys that love what we do as much as, you know, what we do. So and to come across to Europe and have people that love our music as much as what we do is just such an amazing and humbling thing, and quite sort of, you know, trippy. So quite a strange sensation, because it's not something that we've been used to getting or having, is it, guys?
No.
That's a man of many words.
Obviously everyone agrees.
Yes.
So, well, it often happens with a lot of bands that they start out as a hobby and things start growing. If you look back at the album, Artificial, it's out now for a few months. How are the responses to the album?
Yeah, well, I think the internet is becoming more powerful than it ever was. I mean, since we've started the tour, we've been completely bombarded with brand new fans. I think Matt was saying that he's just getting friend request after friend request, and I think
he's got 5 now.
Yeah.
and I think it's wonderful because we got someone like Ian Ritchie as well who's joined, and I think people are getting to know him as well, and we're very, like Sean says, we're very humbled about the fan base increasing, and I think it tells a story. The more touring you do, the more people know about you, the bigger you become. But the hardest thing for all of us here in this room is that we've all got day jobs. We're not full-time musicians. This is like a little bit of a working holiday, promotional holiday for us. And it would be very, very nice to be able to do the entire face of Europe, but you know, we've just got to do one step at a time. So Artificial, we're happy with the reviews that we've been getting. They've been fantastic, and the reviews on the tours so far have been fantastic as well. So, yeah, Sean?
What?
Good,
I wasn't
glad to
listening.
see
I was,
No. It's of course nice to hear that things are going well and that you're enjoying the tour and the responses to the album. Now, you did mention something about, well, himself did, a non-Australian in the band.
Yeah, that's true.
How did you end up with Unitopia?
They actually advertised in a shop window, actually. Sax.co.uk is a saxophone shop in London. And actually it wasn't in the window, it was on their internet site. And I immediately went to their website and listened to the music and really enjoyed what I heard. So I immediately got in touch with Patsy, the band's manager, and Patsy got in touch with Mark and Sean, and the next minute I knew I was talking to them on Skype, and we kind of hit it off a bit on Skype really, and I really wanted to do it, and they seemed to want me to do it, so I'm on the
doesn't
tour.
hurt the fact that he's played with Roger Waters for the past 3 years.
And well, there is
That's
that.
some serious credit.
Yeah, I think this helped persuade them that I was the man for the job.
Okay. Maybe you can repeat your statement again.
I said it doesn't hurt the fact that he's played with Roger Waters on tour for the past 3 years and produced his Radio Chaos album, and he's, producer, songwriter, multi-instrumentalist in his own right, and the very fact that he was actually seeking us out because he liked the music, that's another thing that, blew us away as well. So yeah, and I think, we had our first rehearsal with Ian over here in this room that was about, you've seen all the gear on stage, and we had it was about half the size of this room, wasn't it, guys, without exaggeration. It's a very small room.
We became a very close band.
And Ian just said we sounded okay, so that was a good thing, because we were a bit nervous about what he'd think, playing with all these highfalutin musos and that. So we're thinking, I hope he doesn't think we're not very good. So, but he didn't, which is fantastic.
Thank you. Well, that's very nice to hear, and we're all looking forward to seeing you on stage with the band. I had a sneak peek already with the sound check, and I must say, well, as a whole, I was very impressed. Now, what I noticed when listening to the album is that there are a lot of different styles in the songs. Some even different styles in one song altogether. Is that something that evolved, or is that something maybe to do with what you guys listen to yourself?
We just get bored really quickly, I think. We've had enough of this style. Let's go to another one. Let's have some gypsy music. Oh, we got a percussionist. Let's do some Latin. I think we like a lot of progressive music, but there does tend to be similarities in stylistically within the genre, and we just want to break out of that a little bit, and I guess bring a little bit more of what we've got to the table. And there are some bands that have a percussionist and have a wind player and things like that, and I think we just like to feature them, and a good way to feature them is by doing these sort of ethnic Latin-y type rhythms and having some more jazzy sort of elements, so that the sax play can stretch out and things like that. So I think that's part of the reason why we do it, but also because we enjoy playing different styles, and we don't like to get locked in too heavily into the the typical sort of prog thing, which we love, but we love lots of other styles as well, so we want to try and incorporate them, but in our own unique sort of way.